welcome back. This is the keyword research video. This is hands down almost entirely responsible for the success that I've had over the course of my career, generating over 80,000 leads at an average cost of just over $1. What I've done is I've found specific keywords that have low competition that I can get lots of traffic on, and then I can optimize those ads. So let's get right into it. Super excited to have you here. So keyword research. Here's what we're going to cover. We're going to go over what is keyword research, the importance of keyword research, keyword match types with examples, research tools and techniques, building a keyword list, best practices for organization, and continuous monitoring and optimization. So as always, go to coryprince.ca/newsletter for important updates regarding the course, and follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content. Cory Prince Google Ads is how you'll find me. And please do share the course. Let's start a revolution. Let's change some people's lives. As I've mentioned in other videos, Google Ads has built a nice business. It's actually gotten a lot of clients for us over the years. And these are people that I would have never come across without them seeing the ads that we created. So, warning, this is by far the most important video in the entire course at this current time. Watch the entire video, don't skip, and please don't fast forward. And again, pro tip, watch the video in double speed if you like to save some time and make me sound like a chipmunk. So what is keyword research? So the definition is the process of finding and analyzing search terms that people enter into search engines. So just think about it as what you search on Google for. That's the keyword. So there's phrases, there's match types. Basically, whatever you're searching, that is a keyword. The purpose of this research is to identify the most relevant keywords that will drive traffic, improve ad performance, and enhance targeting. So there's definitely a method to the madness, and the more work you put in thinking about these and getting right a good keyword list and then testing, the better results that you're going to end up having. So the importance of keyword research. So the role of keywords in Google ad campaigns, they're essential for targeting ads to relevant search queries. So effectively, when you search on Google XYZ widgets, that's going to trigger ads that have that keyword either exact, phrase, or broad matched. And that will trigger the ads of the people that are involved in the auction that want to bid on the users of Google who search for those specific terms. There's a massive impact on ad relevance and performance, which increases the effectiveness of ads by ensuring they match user intent. I've harped on this a couple times throughout the course, but I cannot stress enough that what the user searches for and what your ad represents needs to be very aligned. I call it message match. So effectively, if somebody searches for XYZ widgets, the ad has to say XYZ widgets in some way, shape, or form. The description, the wording underneath needs to address that, have some sort of hooks, some sort of offers that make a lot of sense to the user. So they're going to click through onto your website to either purchase, download the app, make a phone call, whatever it happens to be, or even just sign up as a lead, which is typically what we do. Some common mistakes to avoid, just going into this so you have an idea. People overlook negative keywords. So to begin with creating your campaigns, you may not have any negative keywords that you can think of that you want to add there, and that's totally fine. But as you get impressions on your ads, you'll be able to see the keyword searches that actually triggered the impressions or the clicks or even the conversions. And then the ones that are triggering impressions and clicks that you're paying for, particularly the clicks versus the impressions, they have nothing to do with your brand or your business, and you know those people's intent is not to purchase or use you as a company, you can add those as a negative keyword. Therefore, the next time somebody searches for that, or the next million times people search for that, it's not going to show your ad because it doesn't make sense. So another thing people do is they ignore, they don't update their keyword list. They just keep sort of the same keyword list for a really long time. So you want to continually go in there and look at the data, look at what's working for you, remove the negative keywords. And then when keywords are not performing over time, as much as you might get clicks, you might even get purchases. You want to look at the stats of like how much you're getting a return on that particular keyword versus another. And if you have a limited budget of X number of dollars per month and you're diverting too much of it to a keyword that might be performing, but another one's performing more, and there's enough search volume there, you're going to want to throw it at the one that performs better until you run out of people searching that term, if that makes sense. Okay? So keyword match types, this is a massive one. There's 3. Broad match. So this is the most broad, comprehensive match type for a keyword. Ads may show on searches that relate to your keyword. So this is the all-encompassing one. This is going to trigger the most ads, the most impressions. It's also going to be the least targeted. Phrase match are ads may show on searches that include the meaning of your keyword. So this is more targeted. It's about medium target versus being the most targeted. And then exact match are ads may show on searches that are the same meaning as your keyword. This is the most targeted. It's going to trigger the least number of ads because it has to be more targeted, but you can target the ad to the message a lot better. So I use exact match in a pretty cool way that's gotten some really good results over the years. So we'll talk about that later, of course. So when and how to use match type. This is going to be based on campaign goals, audience targeting, and different budget considerations. So we're going to go through some examples to illustrate the differences, demonstrating the impact of each match type on the search results that's going to generate on a Google search. So there we go. So this is for the keyword furniture store. We're going to show the application and the results for different match types. So broad match, ads may show on searches that relate to your keyword. So for instance, if they search home decor or cream colored leather sectional, they would show up there for a more comprehensive match if you had broad match. And just to clarify too, in case I haven't brought it up, you can have any match type for any keyword. So for furniture store, we're using different match type for that particular keyword, and you're going to get different results with it. So comprehensive matching is broad match. Phrase match, ads may show on searches that include the meaning of your keyword. So for instance, cheap furniture stores, living room furniture deals, what store is the best place to find a bedroom dresser? And the notation for inputting the keyword for phrase match is with the quotations around it. So this is how you would put it into Google Ads as a keyword. You can select either what keyword match type it is, or you can just input it with this particular notation, and then it will become that type of matching keyword. So this is moderate matching. Phrase matching is a bit tighter. It's not as broad, of course. And then the final one is exact match. Ads may show on searches that are the same meaning as your keyword. So for example, furniture store, home furnishing shop, and the notation there is that open bracket, square bracket, and close bracket. So this is the most tight matching. So if you have furniture store as an exact match, you're going to get less ads triggered than if you have broad or phrase, just as a foundational principle, if that makes sense to you. So let's break them down one by one. So broad match. Ads may show on searches that are related to your keyword, which could include searches that don't contain the direct meaning of your keywords. This helps you attract more visitors to your website, spend less time building keyword lists, and focus on spending on keywords that work. Broad match is the default match type that all your keywords are assigned because it's the most comprehensive. This means you don't have to specify another match type like exact, phrase, or negative. The syntax for broad match is to simply input the keyword. Below is an example of how broad match works. So if the broad match keyword was low carb diet plan, ads may show for searches with all of these variations. Low carb diets, carb free meals, Mediterranean diet books. This is going to give you searches and impressions, but probably not the highest click-through rate or the conversion from impression to them clicking your ad, because it might not match as well as if it's more tightly matched like exact or phrase. So phrase match is next. Ads may show on searches that include the meaning of your keyword. the meaning of the keyword can be implied and user searches can be a more specific form of the meaning. With phrase match, you can reach more searches than with exact match and fewer searches than with broad match, only showing your ads on the searches that include your product or service. The syntax for phrase match is to put quotes around your keyword, such as tennis shoes. Below is an example of how phrase match works. So using tennis shoes as the phrase match keyword, ads may show for shoes for tennis, buy tennis shoes, red tennis shoes, and they will not show for tennis store or shop for sneakers. Gist of it is that phrase match is not as broad match and not as tight as exact match. So exact match. Ads may show on searches that have the same meaning or same intent as the keyword. Of the 3 keyword matching options, exact match gives you the most steering over who views your ad, but reaches fewer searches than both phrase and broad match. The syntax for each match is to use square brackets, such as red shoe here. Below is an example of how exact match works. So shoes for men being the exact match keyword, shoes men, men's shoes, shoe men, or men's shoe, shoes for a man would show up. Men's tennis shoes, shoes for boys would not. So it's going to be harder to get your ad triggered, but the users that do have the ad triggered for them are going to be more closely aligned with that particular keyword match. Meaning your ad copy can be much more tailored to exactly what they're looking for, but fewer people are going to see that ad, if that makes sense. So research tools and techniques. Google's Keyword Planner is a tool for discovering new keywords and getting search volume forecasts. We're going to jump into that in a second. I use this all the time. This is how I figure out which keywords I'm going to use. Some techniques for finding high-performing keywords using search volume, competition analysis, and relevance. I'll go into that in the Google Keyword Planner, and I'll show you. And we're also going to, before we do that, we're going to quickly analyze some competitor ads. This will give you some insights into successful keywords used by competitors by viewing their ads and seeing what their ad copy is. So I'm going to go ahead and click through to that now. So welcome to the Google Ads Transparency Center. At the time of this recording, this is actually a relatively new thing. It's only been around for maybe 6 months or a year, maybe a little longer. And what you can do here is you can look up advertisers that are verified, and you can see the actual ads that they're running or have run on Google. So we're going to go look at one of our competitors for our real estate business, which is Remax. So remax.ca, because we're in Canada. Click on it. Here we go. So what it does is it shows all of the current ads that are running by most recent. You can see what their what their ad copy is, if they're including images. You can basically see all the stuff they're doing. So click see all ads, and it's going to show the rest too. Now you can go and see on Google just by Googling whatever keyword phrases you are wanting to bid on, and you can see what the competitors are doing there as well. But once you find out in Google Ads your auction insights, which are going to give you the results of what your competitors are doing, like how you're ranking in search impression share, like who's getting more impressions versus you versus them. Then you can go into here and you can search them up in here and go, okay, so they're getting more impressions. What kind of ads are they running? And instead of having to do searches and trigger their ads on Google, which is not great, of course, because you're not actually a user looking to purchase their products, you can just go in here and see all of their ads all at once. So it's pretty powerful stuff. It's at adtransparency.google.com, and then you just go in and you click in time frame, anywhere in the world, search by any country, different ad formats if you want to filter based on that. Super powerful tool. I highly recommend using it. Let's jump over to the next slide. So next up is we're going to view the keyword planner in Google Ads. So I'm going to click through and go into it right now. So what you do is when you're in Google Ads, you go click Tools and then Keyword Planner, and this page will pop up right here. It looks a little different than in the past. They keep on changing it, but this particular tool has been around since the very, very beginning of Google for the most part. The one I'm going to use here is Get Search Volume and Forecasts. We're going to click on that. And what you do is you put in whatever keyword phrase you want to get forecasts for, and then you can narrow it down based on location. So how many people in America, how many people in Germany, how many people in China are searching a specific keyword phrase. So what I'm going to do is, I'm in the real estate business and I'm in Canada. If I was in the United States and I was a real estate company or team, what I would do is I would use a keyword phrase that I know is searched many millions of times, and I know that people probably aren't bidding on it because it's trademarked, which you're allowed to use trademarked keywords. Most people don't know that. So Zillow is a very large American company that has many millions of users searching for real estate listings on their site every single day. And if you look at the search results here for worldwide, I scroll down, literally 20.4 million average monthly searches with low competition. So the key there is tons and tons of search volume and low competition. What that will mean is that you can have an endless amount of searches you can bid on for a relatively low or very low price. The way that you would do that is you've got to be really crafty in the way that you create your ad copy so that people that are looking for Zillow are still going to want to go to your site. The vast majority are still going to want to go to Zillow. They're just going back to Zillow because they already go there. But if there's 20.5 or 20.4 million searches per month, we can get as many as we want to visit our landing pages or our website or hear our offer. That is super critical. So there's other sections in here too. You can do keyword ideas, you can do forecasting, you can do saved keywords, you can do negative keywords. But the fundamental thing that I want you to take from this is just use the search volume and forecast section for your ideas. Find keywords in here that have 2, 5, 10, 15, 20,000 plus monthly searches and have medium to low competition. If you find ones that you really do want to bid on that have high competition, that's totally fine. You're just going to be paying more cost per click, which is okay as long as the return on investment or the return on ad spend is there. But if you're just learning and you're just trying to try this stuff out, find low to medium competition keywords. You're going to be able to play for less money and get more data and see what works versus what doesn't work. So super, 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 super valuable tool. I cannot stress enough. I could not do what I've done without this keyword planner because I wouldn't know what keywords to target. So now we're going to talk about building a keyword list. You've done the research. You have an idea of like what keywords you think are going to make the most sense for you. So what you want to do is you want to create a targeted keyword list identifying relevant terms, considering the user intent of people searching for these particular keywords, the search volume, like I discussed when we were looking at the keyword planner and forecasting, and the competition. So high search volume, low competition is ideal. Of course, it's not going to be doable with every single keyword phrase, but if you can find just a couple high volume, low to medium competition, you can make a business out of it. So when keywords are added, the way you group them is going to affect what ads are triggered. So grouping keywords into themes or categories, organizing keywords for better campaign structure and management. A big mistake I see people make a lot is they'll create a campaign, create an ad group, and then throw 1,000 keywords in that particular ad group. And that's fine. You're going to get lots and lots of people triggering your ads, but they're going to be triggering on a variety of themes and products and services. So the ad that is shown to them out of that ad group is going to be less relevant. Less of them are going to click it. You're going to have a lower click-through rate, a lower quality score, and what will happen then is your cost per click and your cost per acquisition or client will go up. So prioritizing keywords based on relevance, search volume, and competition. You'll notice relevance, search volume, and competition is an ongoing theme that I continue to talk about as a foundational principle. It is super, super, super important. and it's something that I think people gloss over and just want ads to show without really thinking about what the user is going to want to see when they actually search a particular phrase, like what's going to actually be an offer that's compelling to them. That's an offer that they feel stupid to say no to. That's what you want to aim for. So we're going to go into adding keywords in Google Ads. So we were in the school campaign that I'm using to garner and gain membership in the school community for Google Ads. So I've got some keywords here: Google Leads, get leads from Google, get leads. Let's say I want to add some more. So what you do is when you're in campaigns, you go down to audiences, keywords, and content. You click search keywords, which is the page we're on now for this particular campaign and ad group. And then you click the big plus symbol here that's blue and white. You click that. This allows you to enter keywords and then add them to whatever ad group or this particular campaign in whatever ad group you want. If you want to get some keyword ideas, you can enter a related website, you can enter a product or service, and it will actually give you suggestions over here. The notations you put into here is if the keyword was just leads, then that's going to be a broad match keyword. If it had quotations around it, that would be a phrase match keyword. And if it had the box, I forget what it's called, the brackets around it, that would be an exact match keyword. You can go in and change after you add, but the default for adding keywords is going to be broad match, which is the most comprehensive. Negative keywords, you can see that I've got at a campaign level, these are keywords that are triggering ads in the last couple days that I've been testing that don't make any sense for my ads to be shown because I don't feel like this is a user that's going to want to be part of the community. So ad posting sites, that one's suspect. Maybe that one could go back in. Ad block Chrome, not interested in somebody who's searching for that. Ads mob, ads library, that one would be applicable, but they're more looking for a library of ads versus a community teaching them how to use Google Ads. So this gives you an idea of where your keyword list is going to be, and it's based on the campaign. So keywords are ad group level. So there's campaign, there's ad group, and then there's keywords and ads. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to segment out the keywords that are performing well into individual ad groups, maybe 2 to 3 to 5 in each ad group, so you can really match those keyword phrases or intent, to the ad that's going to show, if that makes sense. Okay? I also encourage you to post your keyword ideas and your ad copy headline ideas into the group in school, into the Google Ads Hub group. This will give others ideas of what you're thinking of doing, what your results have been, and then other people, myself included, will step in and tweak it and say, hey, I would suggest this instead, or I've had really good results with this. And instead of you having to pay to continually get results, you can actually learn from all the people that have already invested money, and then all of us together will get much better results as time goes on. So next up is best practices for organization. So as I've harped on a couple times, group similar keywords, create tightly themed ad groups to ensure relevance and improve quality score. This is something that I started doing pretty early in my career, is I had a big ad group with many different keywords in it, hundreds if not thousands. And I was getting lots of ad triggers, I was getting lots of impressions, but my click-through rate was really low because somebody would show an ad for one keyword versus another, and they weren't really that related. So the ad that showed wasn't really that relevant to the searcher, so they didn't click it at a high rate. Maybe they clicked it at 2% or 1%. If you can get those click-through rates to 10 or 15 or 20%, your quality score will go through the roof. And that's a real secret that not a lot of people do, or not a lot of people talk about, from what I can tell. So utilize negative keywords as well to exclude irrelevant traffic by adding negative keywords, which will help prevent wasted ad spend. So I showed you some of the negative keywords that I've implemented in the last couple days. That's an ongoing process. Eventually you might run out of those depending on what match type you're using. But if you're using broad match type to get lots of traffic, you're going to have lots of negative keywords that you're going to want to exclude. And you can exclude those keywords at an account level depending on what your account has, or at a campaign level. I'm personally doing it at a campaign level because I actually have different campaigns that they might benefit from a keyword that would be a negative campaign keyword, a negative keyword for a campaign, for a different campaign, if that makes sense. That wasn't totally convoluted there. Organized by intent. Group keywords by user intent, informational, navigational, transactional, to tailor and copy accordingly. So intent is everything. That is the reason to use Google Ads, in my opinion, versus other advertising sources, is when they search something into Google, the intent is there. They're searching, I want to find a boyfriend. I want to get married. I want to fix my car. You know what they're looking for, and you can therefore deliver up an offer that is irresistible, that they would feel stupid to say no to, and they can either become a lead, they can purchase a product, they can download an app, they can call your business, they can do the things that are super, super valuable for you as a company. Continuous monitoring and optimization is super important. And what I encourage everybody to do, and I do very regularly, is I review performance metrics. I regularly check key metrics like click-through rate, conversion rates, and ROAS, return on ad spend. If you have a limited amount of money that you want to spend, you want to make sure every advertising dollar is getting its maximum use, its maximum return, and understanding these metrics and tracking them on a regular basis is what does that. So make data-driven adjustments. Refine your keyword strategy based on performance data to maximize effectiveness. This isn't a feel game. This isn't a, hey, I think this will perform. You want to have an idea or a hypothesis of what you think is going to do a really good job. And then you test it, and then you know. Then you know what the exact result is, and you can test it against another theory as time goes on. And you have hard data to be able to know what decision is the right decision for your business to make. And I recommend staying updated. Continuously monitor trends and updates in search behavior to adapt your keyword strategy. That is a super powerful part of G Ads Hub Premium, is we're always providing updates on that sort of stuff. The free community G Ads is also doing that, G Ads Hub, but there's a lot more engagement. There's a lot more people that are really, really serious about Google Ads in the premium community. And as always, go to coryprince.ca/newsletter for important updates regarding the course. And let me summarize. So key points. Effective keyword research drives traffic and improves ad performance. So if you shortcut keyword research, you're not going to get the kind of results you want. Utilize various match types, as in broad, phrase, and exact. And research tools to refine keyword selection. So it's a continual process, but when you find a keyword phrase or a couple keyword phrases that perform really well, that's really all you need, as long as the search volume is there. Regularly review and optimize keyword lists based on performance data. That sort of ties on to the point above. So what to do next? So implement best practices by grouping keywords strategically, use negative keywords, and again, organize by intent in ad groups. Stay informed, continuously monitor trends and updates, and update your keyword strategy. If you have questions or you want to celebrate a win, go into the community and ask the question or celebrate the win, and others will help you, myself included. So optimize and adjust. I want you to regularly review performance metrics and make data-driven adjustments to maximize your return on investment. Super important, super, super important. So please go to testimonial.coryprince.ca, leave a testimonial. We've got some special prizes we're giving away, including 1 year free to G Ads Hub Premium, where you'll have access to Q&As with me on a very regular basis, potentially one-on-ones. I haven't decided if I'm going to add those yet. But it will be very, very helpful for you if you're trying to scale this and make some money and generate customers for your business. I like to always end on a quote. So Alex Honnold is a climber who, there was a National Geographic movie about him called Free Solo. He's a climber who climbs oftentimes without a rope, without any support. It's absolutely crazy, but it's amazing to see what he's done. He climbed a 3,000-foot cliff in I forget where it is. It's called El Capitan, Yosemite Park in the United States, without a rope, and I think in just under 4 hours. His quote here is, "My comfort zone is like a little bubble around me, and I pushed it in different directions and made it bigger and bigger until these objectives that seem totally crazy eventually fall within the realm of possible." So I don't advocate climbing mountains or anything without a rope, but when I was watching this documentary, it's called Free Solo, National Geographic, I recommend you check it out. I knew that he survived because I knew he was doing press tour about the movie, but it still made my hands sweaty, and it still like scared me when I watched it, because it like opened the box of my mind of like what's possible. And I think it's just a really amazing story, and I think he's a really amazing guy. You should check him out. That's it. I hope you've liked the keyword research video. It has been a pleasure to make it. It is absolutely one of the most foundational principles in Google Ads. If you get keyword research correct, you will open the keys to the castle, and you will actually have a much better result than if you don't. So I encourage you to put the time in. I encourage you to be proud of yourself for getting this far and making effort and learning something new or improving a skill. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.